London Uncovered. As we are gazing onto a new episode, and today we are talking about zooming into the Zodiac. Yes, we are talking about astrology. So what is astrology? Astrology is linking planets to the 12 zodiac signs in order to manage life on Earth. It was devised in the Middle East and classical Greece between the 5th and 1st centuries BC. It was largely transmitted to the 21st century via the Islamic world. It is a belief that all the alignments of the stars and planets affect every individual's mood, personality, and environment. And it all depends on when the individual was born. Personalized horoscopes are printed to make vague predictions about the love life, success, and health of the same horoscope sign. According to a study, only 26% of Americans believe in astrology. In England, it was found that 100% knew their star signs, 70% read their horoscopes regularly, and 85% agreed that the description of their birth signs described their personality. But how does this work? How can the movement of planets have this impact? Skeptics say that there is no mechanism to explain how it could work, no force that can back it up, and furthermore, no rational reason to split up the entire human population into 12 groups symbolized by randomly assigned constellations. And wise people say rightly that instead of listening to your horoscopes, you should remind yourself of these 12 things every day. The past cannot be changed. Opinions don't define your reality. Everyone's journey is different. Things always get better with time. Judgments are a confession of character. Overthinking will lead to sadness. Happiness is found within. Positive thoughts create positive things. Smiles are contagious. Kindness is free. You only fail if you quit. And what goes around comes around. And in the words of Shakespeare, the fault, dear Brutus, lies in ourselves and not in our stars, lest we are underlings. So let's go and see what people have to say about it. And let's see what Salvia has to say about it. Good evening.
Hi everyone.
Tell us, do you believe in astrology?
I do believe in astrology
Why?
because astrology is a science that helps you improve your life.
How has astrology helped you?
Astrology has helped me better understand myself and understand the circumstances of my life, to really improve my circumstances.
What message would you give to the world?
I would tell everyone to look into astrology in a deeper way than what you see in newspaper or like what you see, like as a horoscope. Astrology is a science. It actually has a lot of science behind it. And it's actually quite interesting when you look into it. It's about statistics, it's about mathematics. It's not about, cuckoo science.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you.
And let's see what Alex has to say about it. Good evening, Alex.
Good evening. Sorry.
Do you believe in zodiac signs?
Nah, not particularly.
Why is that?
My outlook is that is irrelevant to how you are as a person. People can blame it and become it, but it's not relevant to how you are. It's choices you make. So my message would be to make positive choices and pass kindness on always. That's
So what do you believe in?
Passing kindness on always.
Well done, Alex.
Always.
We are proud of you. Thank you.
I'm proud of me. I'm so proud of me. So proud of me.
Thank you.
Okay.
And let's see what Peter has to say about it. Good morning, Peter.
Hello everyone.
Tell us, what does astrology mean to you?
Astrology means to me a kind of ancient personality test system. Instead of you look in the stars and you try and see patterns of people's lives. And I think people do have different personality types, but there's better ways of understanding and describing the ways that people operate than looking at the stars and trying to find a clue to how somebody is because of that. I think you're much better off looking at their history, their parents, the way they were brought up. I think that's what really tells you what's going to happen in somebody's life.
What message would you give to the world, Peter?
God made the stars. They're his design, and God made you.
Peter, you're brilliant. Thank you.
Thanks.
And let's see what Jamie has to say about it. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning, Sanjay.
Tell us, what does astrology mean to you?
Astrology. It's kind of like the worship of the stars, looking at the cosmos for answers. And I get it, because the cosmos is amazing, the universe is phenomenal. I think one of the issues I have is looking at the created thing rather than the creator. Looking for that for answers when you're not going to get them from there, I don't believe. And also, there's so many things that you could believe. You could project so much meaning when maybe it isn't there at all. I think you're better off starting with Jesus. I would say that, and starting with the facts about Jesus, that he lived, that he went around talking to people and doing amazing things, amazing teaching, and then you have to think, did he actually die on the cross and rise again? So if there's any factual evidence for that, that's where I'd start when you're looking for truth. And then what I've done is found the love of God through Christ, through looking at facts, looking at evidence. With astrology, for me, there's just not enough. There's not enough evidence to look there for the meaning of life.
So what message would you give to the world?
I would say stop looking to the stars and look to the sun. Look to the Son of God. Look to Jesus.
Jamie, as always, a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
And let's see what Nigel has to say about it. Good morning, Nigel.
Good morning, Sanjay.
Tell us, do you believe in astrology?
Yes and no. So I do think that the planets and stars in the universe affects our moods, but like what you read in the papers, I would take that with a pinch of salt.
Nigel, tell us, how has it affected you?
Well, I must admit that like when there is, like, let's say, a full moon, you do notice people behave differently. I don't know whether it's psychological or something to do with the moon. But as far as the papers go, when they give out your star signs, that tends to be, take that with a pinch of salt. It could apply to anyone.
What message would you give to the world?
I'd say like keep an open mind with things, but don't take in too much of the stuff that is written down.
Nigel, it's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, Tom.
Morning, Sanjay.
Tell us, what does astrology mean to you?
Astrology has always been something that I've been curious about, but I don't really know enough about. I'm a Pisces. I know that the Zodiac signs have certain characteristic traits, and that some signs align with each other, in terms of romantic encounters. So I have a vague idea of it, but it's something that's always interested me, but not enough for me to go in depth about. But I find it very interesting, though. That, a lot of people swear by it. So,
Do you think it really works?
when you look at horoscopes in papers, and you go to a different paper, they say different things. So I guess it's about the interpretation of the person writing the articles about them. So, and I think you can read things into the messages that maybe that you want to see, and then. But for me, I find that it doesn't really speak to me or my life. So I've never really found that it's a personal experience, but I know a friend of mine, she's always told me that a Pisces aligns with a Virgo because they are in the same sort of constellation or something like that. So yeah, so like I say, I think if you sort of look into it enough, you will see things that align with your own life. But it's not something that I've personally seen, maybe.
What message would you give to the world?
In terms of astrology, it's something that, for example, we know that the moon affects certain things in the planet, and I think it affects certain moods. So I think there is something to it, but I guess you just got to take whatever you can from it in your own experience.
Tom, as always, a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, Sanjay.
as we come to the end of this episode, and we've been talking about zooming into the zodiac, and we have seen that astrology as a study has been vastly used and misused, interpreted and misinterpreted, translated and interpolated. So it's rather difficult to separate myths from reality. Over the course of many years, we have come to believe certain things about ourselves according to the zodiac to be true, when in fact they are not. Astrologers often disagree with each other, and there are several branches of astrology. Astrological predictions are very general and therefore cannot be tested or trusted. Like any other pseudo-scientific discipline, astrology offers scared and vulnerable people an easy way out and something they can believe in. And no wonder, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything.